The 474th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com and use promo code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Game Time. Game Time tickets make the perfect holiday gift. Sign up at gametime.co and use promo code CFBX for $20 off. That's gametime.co, promo code CFBX.
Ho, 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 degenerinos, and welcome to MMA Gambling Podcast and the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, episode 474. It's going out to Santa, of course. This is my last chance to put in a good word for myself for Santa. So since he is coming in a few hours, depending on when you're listening to this, he may be on his way. So hopefully you're in your bed because you can't see Santa or he won't bring you presents. We brought you a present, though. UFC may have abandoned you this holiday season, but we have not. The MMA Gambling Podcast is here with the picks for you. I would be Santa Chalks, Jeff Fox, one of your hosts. Have a little elf beside me too. He's wearing the same outfit he's been wearing for 3 episodes straight. How gross is that? It would be the one and only Gumby elf, Gumby Vreeland. Hello.
Yeah, it's almost like we taped them all at the same time.
No, Santa.
That's true. You have a new hat.
I have a new hat, and I think my head's bigger than Santa's. Even though Gumby had a good quip saying my head should be smaller after the season of UFC betting I had this year, where he actually beat me. So you're correct. Hey, Gumby's a funny guy, just off air. He saves all his good jokes for off air. Right? You don't want people to think you're funny.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. He's been making an effort. He's not swapping his hat. It's still his NC hat. Notice it's not very well worn. Correct?
Just I sweat in it because I had to go to practice and run in it and stuff like that.
Okay, that's true. I was going to say my basketball uniform was not very worn either, but yes, my practice jerseys were worn. It is true. What are we talking about on this good Christmas Eve day, Gumby?
We're talking about the Oktagon 51, and we're going to do 2 Oktagon shows because, as I lauded last week, Oktagon is putting out a phenomenal product lately. Their stuff is just, it's really, really, really good stuff. I watched their entire last card, top to bottom. It was a lot of fun. And so I thought, hey, there's stuff that you can bet on here, and they post the odds crazy early. So
we got odds for you.
Yeah, it also makes it easier for us to get excited about certain lines and stuff like that. And let me tell you, so we're going to do the prelims today and the main card tomorrow. I will tell you there are plenty of lines that I really love here. So from the very beginning of the card to the end of the card, I think there's a lot of good chances here.
Fantastic. Where do you watch this Oktagon? It says it's on DAZN. Is that still the case?
So it is. You can also go right to their website. Oktagon's website has they're usually, I think for the whole card, like there's usually a couple of like YouTube free prelims. But if you want to watch the whole main card, which is usually like 7 or 8 fights or something like that, it's like $15 American. So it's like, especially in an era where there's no MMA right now, definitely worth your time and money.
Yep. And we're going to make you're going to earn that money back, right? With your picks.
With these ones, you got to
consider it an investment. This is Oktagon 51. We were talking about Tip Sport Game Changer Final. Of course, that's what it's called. It's going down Friday, the 29th of December. So you have plenty of time to get prepared for it and get your bets in. 12 p.m. Eastern is the start time for it on DAZN, or as Gumby said, on the website, Oktagon MMA. It's going down in the O2 Arena in Prague, Czech Republic. 10 fights. We're going to give you all 10, actually. Today, we're going to do the first 5, the prelims, and then tomorrow we shall go with the main card. And as Gumby said, this is a quality promotion with quality fights, so it's worth checking out and betting on as well. Actually, is the main card 5? Yeah, main card's 5 fights as well. All right. Let's kick things off with 3 5-minute rounds at lightweight. Tomáš Fiala versus Hassan Shaaban. We got a couple different countries here. Well, Czech Republic, which is that's where Oktagon is located, right? Or their home base.
Correct.
Yeah. So that would Fiala, and Shaaban is from Lebanon. You don't see too many Lebanese fighters, so I had to check that flag, like which flag has the tree on it. It is Lebanon. All right, let's tell you about Shaaban. His nickname is Diaz. I wonder why he's named Diaz. Does he fight like a Diaz, Gumby?
Not really, no.
No. Maybe he wishes he was a Diaz, perhaps. We'll tell you about Shaaban. Regardless, he's 2-1, never been finished in a fight. So he owes us some quick fights here. 2-1 in Octagon. Both his fights were in Octagon. He's won 2 straight after dropping his debut. He's at -188. So he is the fave. Fiala, Fidzi is the nickname. Fidzi. He's 7-6, 2 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out 4 times, submitted twice. So he's been finishing all of his losses. He owes his rounds. 1-3 in Octagon. That's part of his last 4 fights have all been in Octagon, and he's gone 1-3. He did get TKO'd in his last fight. That was back in July of 2022. He's not won since April of 2022. He's 2 inches taller than Shaaban. He's at +155. Do you have a live dog out of the gate or no?
Yeah, we got a live dog out of the gate. I'm gonna go with Fiala. So I was rewatching one of his fights that he had for Octagon, and I was like, man, why is this dude 7-6? Because I'm watching the beginning of it, and he is throwing, first of all, a mean overhand right that just stunned his opponent. He shot down into a double leg while the guy was woozy, picked him up, slammed him. I was like, this guy, how is he 7-6 in his career? Like, what happened that keeps making this guy? And then the second round started, and I was like, oh, he's tired. He's really tired. And so
you lie down and had a look.
Yeah, so that's kind of my concern with Fiala. But the reason I like him as a dog here against Shaaban is Shaaban is just so patient. He sort of lets his opponent decide how fast this fight is going at any given time, which is when you asked if he's like a Diaz, I was like, nope. Like the Diaz brothers love to push the pace. He's pretty much doing the opposite. He's just too patient. And the fact that he's so patient, I think plays right into Fiala's hands in terms of like what you have to worry about when you have a shitty gas tank is that he could go balls to the wall for the entire first round. And then if he doesn't get him out of there, which I think he totally could, because he looks so good when he's pushing the pace. If he gets tired, he just takes the second round off. And I don't think he's going to be threatened in that time. And then maybe he's better for the third round, or maybe he finds a way to coast to a decision. But like, you're basically mitigating the concerns I have about Fiala's pace and his stamina by just not putting any pace on him, or not, using your stamina as a weapon. So unless Shaaban comes out and does that, I think Fiala's got a good chance to get him out early. And I also think he could probably find a way to win 2 out of 3 rounds otherwise.
All right, there you go. Dog right out of the gate. That's what we like to hear. We also like, speaking of dogs, we also like Underdog Fantasy. Our boys, our girls, our people at Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy has a way to play alongside your favorite fantasy players all season long. NFL, NBA, NHL, college basketball, college football, MMA. They have it all. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite players' fantasy stats and cash in. Do you have any plays, Gumby? Maybe for the Christmas slate of NBA games? Can you look that far ahead?
I'll give you a football play for this Sunday. I don't know how early on this Sunday we'll be posting this, but I'll take the higher than on Tommy DeVito's passing yards. The Eagles can't stop a wet fart right now, so I think Tommy DeVito is going to get some stuff done.
Sorry for everyone for that horrible analogy he made there. All right, watch along, make your picks, and maybe make a little cash over at Underdog's mobile app or website, underdogfantasy.com. And when you sign up with the promo code SGPN, Underdog will double your first deposit of up to $100. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. All right, clear that throat, and let's get moving on to our next fight. It is a name you may recognize from the UFC. Magdaléna Šormová, not her, Mallory Martin. She finds herself over in the Czech Republic now fighting. This is a prelim fight. It says it's at 121 pounds. Is that correct, Gumby? 121?
Yeah, it's like, so it's 120-pound catch weight is what we would call it in the States. So halfway in between strawweight and flyweight, but they put the 121 on because they get the 1 pound allotment.
Right. Okay. Makes sense. All right. Now that I know about it, it makes sense. All right. Let's break her down for you after I get my spreadsheet open. All right. We're going to tell you about Šormová first. 11-4. Where's Šormová from? She is from the Czech Republic. Go figure. 11-4, 2 knockouts, 6 submissions. She's been submitted 1 time, so she's very durable. 2-1 in Octagon. Loss, win, loss, win, loss over her last 5. She's not fought since December 2021. She's not won since July of 2021. 1-0 in Invicta, was regional champion, 2013 pro MMA debut, an inch taller than Martin, plus 120. Mallory Martin, 7-6, 2 knockouts, 2 submissions. She's been submitted twice. 0-1 in Octagon as part of a 3-fight losing streak, and she's won 1 of her last 5. She's not fought since October 2022, has not won since August of 2020. 1-3 in the UFC, 1-0 in Contender Series, 3-1 in Invicta, 5 years younger than Šormová, minus 150.
What did you say the number was on Šormová?
Plus 120. I'm guessing you're taking her since you're asking.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Šormová. Right. Šormová, I think, is kind of underrated. Like, if you look at her record, it's kind of crazy. A couple of the women fighting later on this fight card have both lost to her. I don't, really pay that much attention to the order of fight cards, but like, people who are fighting later on this card have lost to her. She's beaten Kay Hansen before. Yep. She's a fighter who, one of the things I like best about her is in the clinch, she does very smart things in defending the wrestling. And kind of, not to disparage Mallory Martin here, but one of the things that kind of cost her UFC career and were the roughest for her in her UFC career was she just did not do a good job of implementing the wrestling that was kind of her thing, right? Like, the thing that got her to the UFC was like, oh, she can wrestle a little bit and like mix it up. And she just hasn't been able to do that. Like, I think we almost thought she was going to be more like a Lupi Godinez when they first signed her, that she had that like wrestling base and was going to push pace and stuff like that. And she just didn't get a lot of takedowns in the UFC. And in fact, she actually gave a bunch up. And I think Šormová is the type of person who can take advantage of that, because I think she cracks a little bit better on the feet here. I think she's shown she's got phenomenal takedown defense. I actually wouldn't be terribly surprised if she got her own takedown. So yeah, the fact that she's a dog here, I was actually pretty surprised on. I like Šormová quite a bit.
All right, there you go. We got some dog action. Actually, back-to-back dogs. Gumby.
I told you I got a lot on this fight card.
All right, let's see what we got next. 3 5-minute rounds at men's featherweight. Radek Roušal from Czech Republic versus Kallum Parker from the United Kingdom. All right, let's break her down for you, shall we? I will tell you about Parker first. 2-2 with 1 knockout, never been finished in a fight. This is his debut in Octagon. He's lost 2 straight fights. He's 5 years younger than Roušal, plus 210. Rushi is the nickname. He's 1-0. That fight came in Octagon. He's 3-1 as a pro boxer, 0-1 as a kickboxer. He's 3-0 in Muay Thai and a champion there. He's at minus 275.
Yeah, the dog train stops here. I'm taking Roušal. I think so. This clearly was a smartly set up fight by Octagon. They know both of these guys just want to throw hands. The big difference maker is one, good counter hooks from Roušal. Whether he's backing up or coming forward or standing in the pocket, he counters really well. And particularly, like I said, with hooks, anytime somebody, like a check hook in the front, we can talk about big hooks, and Kallum Parker just kind of enters the pocket carelessly. His hands are low, his chin up, he just, a recipe to get knocked out, basically. I'll also say I just love Roušal's fight IQ. He's one of those guys who, he comes from a kickboxing background, and he got himself into, his first fight up against a guy who badly wanted to grapple him, who pretty much anytime they got into a clinch just fell down, hoping that they would wind up in the ground. And he did very smart things with his arms just to like protect himself, and then stood his ass up and started striking again. So I love the fight IQ from Roušal. I don't think he's going to have to deal with the grappling here from Parker. And I think the counters are probably enough for him to do it. And, probably speed too, but definitely the way that he counters, particularly hooks, should probably cost Kallum Parker here.
All right, there you go. We'll see if the dog train starts up again. How cute would a dog train be, Gumby?
I've got a lot of dogs.
Yep.
More than one is a lot of dogs for anybody, just so you know. And I think just not a whole train of them would be maybe cute if it kept going.
Yeah. Okay. There you go, Gumby. Heartless Gumby.
No, I just don't need any more dogs.
No, you don't. I'm not saying you have to take them.
I need more underdogs, but that's why I said it. You just drive by. It doesn't have to stop.
Yeah. The dogs are actually driving the train too.
Yeah. Little conductor hat on one of them, you know.
Of course. Perfect. There you go. Now you're on board. Good. All right.
Oh,
We're going
on board.
back to
I see what you
Oh,
did there.
I didn't try to, but yes, I am funny. Even when I don't try to be funny, I am funny. All right, we're going to women's strawweight, 3 5-minute rounds. Chiara Penco, I believe she's from Mexico. Is she not? No, Italy.
No,
Excuse me.
not
That's
even
totally
close.
different. Not even close to one another. Italy versus Eva Dourthe or Dourthe. Is it Dorothy? She's from France. How do you say her name, Gumby?
You probably just don't say any of the last 4 letters if it's from France.
Dourthe. It's true. All right, I'll tell you about Dourthe first. I'll say it like I'm an American. Dourthe. She is 7-5 with 2 submissions. She's been submitted once. This is her Octagon debut. She's won 2 straight and 3 of 5. Used to fight up at flyweight. Was regional champion. She's at plus 110. Penco or Penso. Which one is it? Is it Penso? Like pencil?
Yeah, I believe so because it's Italian, right?
It's
wouldn't
true.
Wouldn't be a hard C in Italian.
Yeah, Mamma Mia. Okay, she is. That's so racist, isn't it? She's. Where am I again? Where is she? Oh yeah, she's got a great nickname, the Beastie Barbie.
It's pretty good.
Or is she Bestie? But no, she's Beastie Barbie. 8-4, 1 knockout, 5 submissions. She's been submitted once. 0-1 Octagon, 4-2 in Bellator. She won 3 of 4 and 4 of 6. However, she did lose her last fight. As regional champion, used to fight down at atomweight, an inch of height over Dourthe, or however you say it, minus 150.
Remember I said Šormová has beaten 2 women on this card? It's both of these 2 women.
Boom.
And, you know, we're not here to do MMA math, but she beat Penco by submission. Rear naked choke, brutal rear naked choke in the first round. She beat Dourthe by split decision in a very tightly contested fight. So it kind of was shocking to me that I saw Dourthe here as an underdog. And also, if you watch them fight, Penco so slow on the feet, like way slower. Like the speed difference in this fight might be the biggest speed difference you've seen in a while in terms of striking. Dourthe is just going to have whatever kind of striking she wants to land, she's going to land in this fight. Now, I think the reason the odds are close is because Penco is a good grappler in terms of when she's on her back. I've seen her pull guard. She really likes the high guard, where she starts getting up on fighters' shoulders. But I've seen Dourthe grapple too. It's not like she can't defend herself. It's not like she's not good there. So I think as long as she stays off the ground, which I think it should be her first move, just like never grapple in this fight, just strike because you're so much faster. I don't think this fight will be close. I actually think Dourthe is just going to run away with it, as long as she doesn't get into dumb grappling exchanges. So, of course, yeah, I'm going dog for my 3rd time on these prelims.
Whew. And he's predicting a squash match here as well, a runaway with it for Dourthe. All right, before we get to the main event, gotta tell you about some more of our lovely sponsors that are keeping us in your ears and your eyes both. That would be Game Time, of course. That's the spot to go for last minute tickets. Game Time is the place for last minute ticket deals. Forget planning months in advance. Game Time has deals and tickets right up to the day of the event. Get exclusive flash deals and tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more, aka MMA. Yes, they do have MMA. I have checked it out myself. The Game Time guarantee means you always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section in a row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Snag the tickets without the stress with Game Time. Game Time tickets make the perfect holiday gift. If you're a last minute shopper, this is basically as last minute as it gets. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CFBX for 20% off your first purchase. Terms apply. Sorry, $20 off your first purchase. My goodness, I'm giving away perhaps more than they wanted me to. $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code CFBX for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And Hall of Fame Bets. Win bigger by betting smarter this NFL season with Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting analytics platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Research every NFL, NBA, and soccer bet with historical stats and data. Enter any parlay idea in a Hall of Fame Bets revolutionary parlay optimizer tool to get hit rates broken down by leg, as well as an expected probability for the entire parlay. Sort all players by hit rate for any bet to learn which players are hot and which picks have value. Stop betting in the dark and join over 30,000 users researching with Hall of Fame Bets to craft more intelligent, data-driven parlays. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit hofbets.com and use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month today. Start researching, start winning with Hall of Fame Bets. All right. Main event time of the prelims. Don't get excited. Karol Ryšavý, I believe is the name. Is he from Czech Republic? No, he is from Slovak Republic. He is fighting Abou Tounkara, who is from Mali. We don't see too many fighters from Mali, so there you go. That might be the first one we've broken down here. So this is 3 5-minute rounds at featherweight. And we're going to tell you about who we can tell you about first. Tounkara, 10-5 with 7 knockouts. He's been knocked out 5 times. He owes his rounds. 0-1 in Octagon. He's won 3 of his last 4, including his last fight, which he won via TKO. 0-1 in Bellator. Used to fight at lightweight and featherweight. Actually, this one is at featherweight. So he used to fight at lightweight, and he's at plus 140. Ryšavý Bombi is the nickname. Bomby. So he went from a Barbie to a Bombi. 12-6, 6 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted twice. 10-4 in Octagon. Loss over his last 3. Used to fight at lightweight. 4 years younger than Tounkara, minus 188.
I'm going to go nuts and go dog again.
Right.
Yeah, 4 out of 5 on these prelims. The thing for me about Ryšavý is when he throws, and I think this is why he's a favorite. When he throws combinations, he looks incredible. He looks really, really good, and he looks like he should be a, what did you say, negative 185 favorite or whatever it was.
88.
188, even bigger. He looks like he's that kind of favorite when he's throwing combinations. The problem is he doesn't throw them enough. He's a one-punch guy, especially when he's trying to feel people out early in the fight. And I think that's a huge problem here because I think he's going to have trouble finding the range. Tounkara throws like a very long straight jab that he uses to close distance and just kind of like upset his opponent and keep him off balance and keep him backing up. I think that's going to play really well. I've actually seen the jab hurt people too. Not put them all the way out, but like wobble them or, at least make them not want to get hit anymore. Ryšavý, in addition to, just not throwing enough combinations and throwing enough stuff, when he does back up, he backs up straight a lot, which is a huge problem, especially when you're up against a guy who throws straight punches, is that you eat a lot of those punches when that happens. So I don't like that he backs up straight. I don't like that his chin comes up in the air. Sometimes if you get like up in his grill and like he wasn't ready for an exchange, he kind of just like his arms just kind of like flail. They don't play defense. They don't strike back, but they just kind of look like they're trying to push you away or poke you in the eye. That's not a good piece either. So like I'm worried about how he deals with pressure. And on the other hand, Tounkara, he loves to pressure. He loves to come forward with that big jab. He fights long really well. He actually fights really well in the clinch. So if this does wind up in there, I actually like him in the clinch too. He throws some really nice knees in there. Positionally, he's smart in the clinch. Like he digs for underhooks really well. I think all of those things play well against Ryšavý. And also I will just say his strength of schedule gives me a lot of faith too. Tounkara fought Ivan Buchinger, who we talked about a couple of weeks ago. Buchinger has fought everybody, everywhere, every time. Almost just won a title again in Octagon. And he hung right there with him. Like he made that fight an actual fight, which is, if that's your one recent loss against the guy who just fought for the title, like maybe a little bit more credit needs to be on your name, because I actually think he's going to be able to deal with the striking of Ryšavý, and I think he'll have him on his heels.
All right, there you go. Hopefully it will be a very good December 29th with all these dogs coming through in the prelims. Let's recap. We'll get out of your ears and we'll come back Christmas Day, Christmas morning. You can listen to more Octagon talk, just what you asked Santa for. He's got, I'll say this is a group ride. Tounkara, Dourthe, Roušal, Šormová, Fiala. Correct?
That's right.
Fantastic. Check out our Discord if you haven't already. Get in there, say hi, say Merry Christmas to us, or Happy Hanukkah, or whatever you're celebrating this time of year. That would be sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Twitter, SGPN MMA is the account Gumby runs for us quite expertly. He's also a Gumby Vreeland. I'm a Jeff Fox writer. Check out my Substack, moneymma.substack.com. Check out Gumby's Top Turtle MMA podcast every week. You don't have to hear me. You can just hear Gumby. So it's a dream situation for you. And obviously check out the sportsgamblingpodcast.com and sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. Sorry, not Discord, Patreon. Help us crush corporate gambling. No holidays there. We are always running articles on our website, sportsgamblingpodcast.com. We shall be back tomorrow, Christmas Day. It'll be the bestie Barbie or the Beastie Barbie. Beastie Barbie will say me, and Bombi Gumby Vreeland, and we shall talk to you then. Bye bye.